Exactly. We have another roughly 4 hours to cast later on. But the game now starts. At the bottom right of the map, we have our Casper player. He was able to defeat Bomber. And this is
from the team STX. His ID is Dear. STX, actually a shipbuilding company in Korea, has branched out to doing a lot more things, but was originally a shipbuilding company. At the top right, our blue Terran from the team MVP, formerly from FOU, it's SC. And, you know, you use the program Kakao Talk. It's a good program. I really enjoy it. Last night I was trying to look for a new theme for it because I never tried to use a theme, and it, you know, he gave me this tip. It was like, oh, you can install themes. I was looking for themes, and I noticed there was one called STXSOUL, and I was like, what is this? And I clicked on it, and there actually is an STXSOUL Kakao Talk theme.
Okay.
Where you have pictures of the players in the background, and all the different buttons have the different STXSOUL pro gamers on it. So if you have Kakao Talk and you're an STX fan, download that, I suppose. I didn't download it, but it's free, and I saw it, and I was really surprised by that, actually. That just like looking for a theme for a texting program, I ran into STXSOUL.
That sounds actually pretty cool.
So,
I
you
had
know,
no idea.
if you're a StarCraft fan in general, why not?
Yeah, definitely. Well, now we have SC, and SC advanced over Crazy moving into this final. He played, he played Crazy moving in the quarters. In the semis, he played Dream, and now he's up against Dear. So once again, GSL against Casper. And there are a couple of Casper players now playing in the final of their group, so we might actually have one of the Casper players advancing today.
Yeah. If Dear wins here, then he will. He does check, sees no gas. Lucky on the scout timing here. Otherwise, if you were a few seconds later, you know, or for example, if SC were across positions, his probe might not have gotten into the main.
Our Protoss player doesn't hold his probes very dear. He completely sacrificed it in his main base.
Yeah.
He's not trying to get it out there, but that's the scout for SC.
Our SCVs.
Now let's see what Dear is going to do here. Let's see how he's going to follow his up. Standard is one gate into expand, and then adding 2 additional gates. Depending on how much scouting information you got early on, you want to add this robotics before the 2 gates or after the 2 gates with the probe in the main base, and him not scouting any gas whatsoever. I guess that we are going to see gateway into expand, then the double gates, and then the robo.
Yeah, you're exactly right. This is, anything else would be kind of an anomaly right now with how this matchup is played. Chases the SCV out. The question is, how will SC follow this up? Adding a second barracks already? He may actually add a lot of barracks though. SC known for multi-barracks pushes. There's a 5 racks push that's really popular right now, where you go up to 5 barracks and just rally Marines across the map, but that's not going to be his choice. He has taken that gas now. Looks like he's just going to be sticking with 3 barracks. He'll get his factory, his medevacs out. We'll see one of those 2 medevac plus 1 timing pushes with Marines and a few Mirage, maybe 1 or 2. Oh!
Yeah, Stalker has to be a bit careful here, but Dear at this time is not going to get any additional gas, so we will see gateways before his robotics. There they are, number 2 and number 3, so exactly what we suspected here. Playing it pretty standard. He invested a few chrono boosts though on his gateway tech and also on the Stalker. These are chrono boosts that are missing for his economy, of course. Therefore, his probe count is a little bit low to what we usually see.
That SCV is totally dead.
And Horror won. Horror advanced over ASD and is participating in the WCS qualifier. He had a 2-1 score.
That's good to hear, actually. Horror has always been a pretty good player that I think didn't get enough recognition, so see how well he does. He played in WCG last year, and is also, you know, now he's got his chance at WCS. Gotta be careful, that Stalker, man. That Stalker has got a kill, and with that kill, you know, he felt like he's just kind of lost his softness. He's a very cold-blooded Stalker now. He's not worried about anything.
By the way, while we have those build orders unfold, one thing, I got a tweet now, as we mentioned earlier, if you have questions or whatever, you can tweet us at Calder and at FoxyWolf. I got a tweet by William Decker. He mentions the GOM app. There is a gap for the iPhone, and he asks about an Android app for GOM to watch the streams. The thing is that there is no Android app for the very reason that, as far as I know, GOM does not really have an Android developer who can create an app, but there is an app for the GOM player that you can actually download. It's not like the unofficial app, but it works. So just try to look it up
It's
on
called
the Android
GSL
market.
Streamer.
Exactly. Look it up on the Android market, and it's I think it's not really in beta style, but it has been developed just recently, so there will be a few updates in the future, I guess. But you can check it out on the Android market definitely in order
Some people have told me they've been able to watch really well with that. My phone and my tablet have bugs with it, but for the most part, most people have said good things about it. It's very new, like you said. So there's some updates that need to come out, but we see robotics support bay and additional gates going down for Dear. He may be deciding to go for an attack here, and this is his observer will actually sneak by SC, so he's going to be able to see the timings of the starport. He's going to feel pretty good with this. The robotics support bay is finished before the starport. That means he's either going to have medevacs or Vikings, but he's not really going to have both with the timing of this to fight the Colossi.
Yeah, exactly. Depending, of course, always on how exactly Dear tries to play this, but usually you see an attack with the first two Colossi is actually very common, especially on a map like this.
And he hasn't killed the rocks, so it's looking pretty conclusive that he is going to go for a Colossus attack here.
With all the gateways that he's adding, him being on 44 probes, he's not building any probes at this point. He just started a few, but still, if you want to start another Nexus, then you have a lot more probes so that you can just slide them over to your additional Nexus as soon as the expansion is done.
And we're about to see what's making out the starport first. Double medevacs, of course, he has not seen the robotic support bay yet. And even if he did, he'd want those medevacs out, at least a few of them. And look at everything for SC is lining up to hit one of those timings where he would have wanted to go with +1 and the first two medevacs, but unfortunately, the game is not really played out that way. And the Colossus, the first one is out, he scans, he sees it. He's going to start immediately after this with Vikings. He may even start a second starport. That's going to be something that he's going to consider here.
I actually hope he does. This is one of the things that few Terran players will do, and it's so valuable, especially to the later stage of the game, when you need to make the choice between Vikings and Medivacs. It helps you quite a lot, so I like when players try to be a little bit more flexible.
Yeah, exactly. That's the exact word I was going to use as well. It's much more flexible, and well, it doesn't matter how cold-blooded that Stalker is after he got his first kill, man. He just got taken out.
And unfortunately, the observer scouted the drop, so if Dear paid attention to the minimap and saw the dropship, he knows that there's another drop coming his way. He's not able to intercept it though, and there's another medivac now trying to aim straight for the natural.
These are really good time-buying tactics for SC while he gets these bunkers up. He's trying to get those Vikings out as well. If he doesn't deal with these, then he's going to be in trouble. But with the drops here, he can't really move out like he wants to with those Colossi.
And, well, right now, it certainly looks like Dear does not try to hit exactly the time with the two Colossi. Well, actually, he doesn't. Yeah, he's already waiting for the third, but he's getting the double forge, and therefore waiting for the upgrades, which gives MVPsC a little bit more time to make this work. And he's already getting his Viking count pretty high. He has another set of units that's now aiming for the main base. The rock's taken down, so Dear definitely wants to try to take a third base now.
Oh, he's going to see this drop. He may be able to intercept it now.
Yeah, the drop has been spotted, and of course the probe that was trying to... Oh, actually, he's walking around the run. Where are the Stalkers?
I think they're still the natural.
I think so too. He warps into Zealots just to be safe. And once again, the transition into the Templar Archive, of course, you want the third base for this in order to add this additional attack and also keep the double forge busy. Yep. Producing one Viking and a Medivac at a time.
Yeah. That's kind of cute.
I like it.
Make sure
he's really set up even with his defense. 3 bunkers, he expected a two Colossi timing.
And he bought all the time in the world to defend against it. And both players still on 2 base right now. That's something that's really important because neither player really ahead of the other one right now with kind of how this game has developed. Great drop defense though by Dear, but it's funny because it's like, yeah, he's got great drop defense, but that's exactly what he wanted. He wanted him to keep his units at home. That feedback did kill the medevac.
And now SC moves across the map, trying to do some damage here before Storm hits. He's already going for another base. He's following up with the third, but his Viking count is actually pretty decent. The main question is he able to go up this ramp before the Storm hits?
And we're about to find out. I think he will if he goes now. Micro for Dear, quite good here, keeping his Colossi on hold position, making sure they don't overextend. Or rather his army while the Colossi are being attacked so he doesn't in trying to keep his Colossi alive, take extra shots. All right, now he's moving. Now he's not going to let SC have a good position on him. Storm is ready, but the Templar are not. Where are they? There they are coming down the ramp.
They're not starting just yet. Now we have most of those Colossi already gone. Nice storm on the Vikings, but a little bit too late. The last Colossi is already gone. Both of them roughly even supply. The Vikings fly back uncontested. That's of course supply that right now he can't use unless he's sneaking them over to the third and tries to land them, doing damage in assault mode. But there are no Colossi, and I don't think that Dear will try to produce additional ones.
No, I don't think so. Not with Storm ready, and not with the Vikings still around.
Yeah.
The third base is done for SC. He hasn't moved it down to the low ground yet, but he's got it in his main. And Dear is just now starting his Nexus, so SC may be able to pull ahead in economy if he sends it over as soon as it's done making it into an orbital.
We have
this
another
is a pretty close game. Sorry.
No, we have another result. So Yu-Gi-Oh! Advances over Tier. So Yu-Gi-Oh! Horror, the two players that advance, and of course Lenok, who we saw earlier. This is the last final.
Good day to be a Zerg. Salvaging those bunkers. Triple barracks going up here for SC as well as Ghost Academy. Ghost Academy, frankly, at this point, a little bit behind when he would have wanted to have it, but he had to deal with those Colossi, so it's not a mistake by him, it's just not an ideal composition that he's about to have. His Ghosts are not out yet, and if he gets attacked again with a good amount of Storms, this is going to be something that's hard for him to deal with. Not without those Ghosts.
Yeah, he needs some EMPs. He needs some EMPs and of course the snipes in order to take down those High Templars. This is going to be very important. He's a bit ahead in overall supply and still tries to break this, but against the two choke points is something not engaged. Look at those Zealots.
He's got too many Zealots to fight at this location. If he wants to fight, he better get out on the map, because Dear is about to find out why Entomb Valley is a great map to fight at this location. The Zealots all stuck at the back here. I think he has enough Storms, yeah.
It's not enough DPS for SC, and he realizes that he moves back, but you are exactly right. This is one thing that a lot of Terran players try to do, getting to position to make this choke point work, this funnel to their advantage. And here they are, the Zealots that were warped in to target down the economy. Well done by Dia. He's playing great here. He shows why he was able to take down Bomber earlier.
He looks really, really strong. He's got so many Zealots though, and this is going to allow him to control the center of the map quite well. He won't be able to fight in choke points like at the defensive location of SC. Not going to be able to fight at his own third base at that choke point. Look at this. Trying to take out some probes or maybe those High Templar, but the Stalkers warped in enough to scare him away.
But I like, this is a bit unfortunate, but I like that he actually used those Vikings for the assault mode, because what else do you want to do with them when there are no Colossi? And taking down two of them already so triggers Dia to build additional ones. Let's go for a tech switch again. The pylon has now, of course, been spotted, and C was just asking himself, okay, well, I had a few of those Zealots in my main base, where exactly did they come from? And every single Viking that now dies is very good for Dia, as he decided to go for Colossi once again.
Yeah, well, he's making Ghosts right now, but I don't know what his Ghost count is in total. 3 more of them popping out right now. That's really important to know. Okay, I can see a few Ghosts sticking out of that composition. My Protoss senses are tingling. I'm ready to feedback them, but
I like this position much better for Dia. If he splits his army and makes sure that the Ghosts don't get good EMPs, then he can attack on a huge surface area with all those charged Zealots. And Dia is on his way to get +3/+3. He's in a pretty good position. Templar against Ghost is one of the things that is going to be really important here. Did he just pull his SCVs?
No, he's transferring them.
Okay.
His main was mined out. Here we go. Easily to charge the Zealots, and he does. Storm on the ramp, and this is a hesitant position for SC, but he does EMP a lot of those Templars. The Colossus at the back. The Zealots tearing through here in SC, and a lot of trouble.
He's being forced back here. Now the Archons come in the picture, but he still has those medivacs around, and they are doing a great job healing the Marauders. He can push his opponent back and focuses down Archon after Archon. Suddenly, Dear is down in supply. And a great lead for SC, who now has a good shot at the 4th base and taking it down. And he has just way too much. Dear needs more warp-ins, and he needs them fast, but he's still in cooldown.
Yep, he is in cooldown, and SC's production right now is insane. He's able to make about 40 supply in about 3 seconds by queuing those up.
Dear does not have enough gateways. No. Look at his minerals and his gas. He has not enough production to get rid of his resources.
Warp Prism here to protect these Templar. He's going to drop some Storms. He's lost already his 4th and his 3rd. A counterattack is occurring, but with the reinforcing units of SC alone, he will be able to defend this.
Dear with a macro mistake here. He needed more gateways to make this work. Even with the Chrono Boost, he was not able to get rid of his resources. And those warp-ins, they were what missed in the last fight. When he warped in units, they were not enough to take down this Fire Force with the Storms. He does an awesome amount of damage, but it is just simply not enough. And therefore, Dear GGing out of the game.
Definitely some moments in this game where Dear was in a great position.
Yep.
But like you said, his production was not good enough, and the macro of SC was maybe a little bit too much for him. His upgrades were decent, and his composition was always the right one. So we're going to have a game 2, and SC 1 game away from that qualification. We will not have a Zerg from this bracket coming out. It's either going to be a Protoss or a Terran.
So far we had 6 Zerg players advancing and 3 Terrans, 2 Protoss. If I'm not mistaken, yes.
Yeah, that's exactly correct.
That's the current score. Who else advanced out of this bracket? Let me just think about it.
Today?
I mentioned them. It was Linok, Horror, and Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yes.
So today and yesterday we had in total 3 Terrans, 2 Protoss, 6 Zerg players, and now we will determine the last qualification. For this group, later on we will have 4 additional groups.
No, some people asking questions on Twitter. Someone asking, he asked if I were to do a study abroad with my university, we better go for spring or fall. And I never did a study abroad in Korea, but as far as seasons go, I like the fall better than the spring. What are your thoughts on this? You were here for both.
It doesn't matter, just make sure you don't come to Korea when it's summer. That's the only thing that you really have to pay attention to. In the winter it's really cold, but there's no snow, the weather is still okay, it's just very cold. So if you come in spring or autumn, does not make a huge difference.
It will be a little bit colder at the end of autumn, for sure though.
If you come in like October is like really good to come to Korea, I think, because it's still very warm. It's not that cold yet, so October is pretty cool. But yeah, don't come to Korea in the summer, it's hot.
It's pretty, the summer is definitely the worst part of the year as far as the weather goes, I would say. A lot of people like the summer because it's warm, but it's not, it's humid, it's really humid, so if that's not your thing, which most people's thing.
Summer is awesome, it's great, it's really, it's a season that you want to be in, because the weather is so nice, you can go to the lake, go to the beach, do whatever you want, but in Korea the humidity is simply atrocious, it's raining the entire time, and we mentioned it yesterday, it's like breathing water sometimes. You go outside and you immediately start sweating, it's not really pleasant, so summer is not enjoyable. It's more about spring and fall.
Yeah, we have some more questions. This one's for me specifically, but I want to ask, I guess I could ask you this as well. We kind of answered this a little bit yesterday, but what are some of the things you like most about Korea, and what do you miss from the US? I really like how convenient public transportation is in Korea. It's absolutely great. It's really easy to get around. I like the systems that are in place for buying things. There's a thing called the T-Money card that exists that allows you to buy things from convenience stores. You can travel with it. It's actually insane how much you can do with it. The city is really clean. There are people cleaning every night, making sure that when you wake up in the morning, you go to work or you go to the subway, everything has been basically made spotless. This is just to name a few things about the country itself. I guess we'll talk a little bit more about this soon. I want to hear your answers. Introduce our players first.